Hello, my name is Sydney, and today I thought I would take a couple of writing quizzes because I'm just feeling that kind of mood today. So I'll be taking 2 quizzes, and I will leave the links to both of them down below if you want to go out and take them for yourself. But the first quiz is called Which Famous Classic Writer Are You? This is on the Write Practice website, so let's just get into it. Okay, question number 1. Pick your favorite adjective out of the following: insidious, dark, didactic, and limpid. Okay, I don't know what the last 2 means, so I'm just going to pull up my dictionary and look that up really quick. So didactic just means intended for instruction, so like educational. Limpid means clear and comprehensible. I think I'm going to go with dark just because I use that word a lot, and I like what it means, and I even use it like not just like when I'm writing, but also like in real life when I'm describing things. Like, what was it? I had eaten something for the first time. I think it was either mushrooms. Like I've had mushrooms before, but like I don't really like mushrooms, and if they're like really tiny, I don't mind them, but like I don't really like try to taste them or anything. So I'd actually tasted a mushroom for the first time recently, and I think I described the flavor as dark, and my friend who I was with, she knew what I meant. So yeah, let's go with dark, even though I do like insidious because it's got Sid in there. Okay, so where's your favorite place to write? Like literally the first answer is my choice, but coffee shop, abandoned cabin in the woods, outdoor, home, library, or bar. I would love to write in an abandoned cabin in the woods. I don't know about the abandonedness of it. Like, I don't want to be at the start of a horror movie or anything, but I think it would, oh, my slippers, I'll just take my slippers off. I think it would be cool to write in a cabin in the woods, you know, Henry David Thoreau style. Outdoors, I've done that before, but it's kind of hard to focus because I'm thinking about like if there's bugs and stuff, you have to keep swatting them away, and it's hot and you're sweaty. And I think if you can find the right location and like weather and stuff, then you might be okay. Home, I write there all the time, but I don't really like to do that. I just get too distracted. Library, I actually might be going with a friend to the library today. We'll just head over there and see if she's feeling up for it. In bar, I don't really care to hang out at bars. Writing at a bar, that's interesting. I guess if you like to drink when you write, which I don't drink at all, so I'm just gonna go with coffee shop. Okay, what is your favorite genre to write? Adventure, sci-fi, romance, poems, mystery, or drama? So they don't have fantasy on here, but my next best would definitely be adventure. That's what Pitchfork is. Pitchfork is like adventure. It's like historical adventure fantasy in no particular order. What is your favorite writing instrument? PC computer, ink pen, pencil, Mac computer, or typewriter? Y'all, once I saw this turquoise blue typewriter at a pop-up antique shop in Rockaway, New York, and I didn't buy it. I didn't even look to see what it cost, but I think about that typewriter every now and then. Like, I should have at least checked the price or something because it was beautiful. Like, I've seen typewriters since, but none have been as beautiful as that turquoise one, because turquoise is my favorite color, and I always kind of wanted to get a typewriter, even though I know I would never use it. It would really just be a decorative piece. Maybe I'd write like a poem on there, or something really short, but I couldn't write a whole novel. Anyway, my favorite thing is definitely my PC computer to write my story. Although I use a pencil to write notes if I need to think through the notes, like if I'm brainstorming or just have to figure out a problem. Okay, question number 5. What is your favorite writing drink? Tea, coffee, water, gin and tonic, I guess that's for that writer who's chilling at the bar, hot coffee, or scotch. So definitely tea, although I do love to have water on hand. Well, in general, not just when I'm writing. But there's nothing like a good cup of tea to really get you in the mood to write. You know, it's just so literary. It's like you should be sitting on a train, driving past a beautiful like landscape while drinking a cup of tea, writing. Like, that would be the most literary writing scenario ever, I think. Number 6. What is the most productive time of day to write? Afternoon, early morning, middle of the night, mid-morning, or evening? So there's none that just says night, but the closest thing is either going to be evening or middle of the night. For me, because I'm definitely a night owl, but I do tend to write more often in the afternoons just because that's when time opens up. You know, like I'm at work all day and suddenly when it's the afternoon, that's when I have time to write. But I'm going to say the evening because that's more my preference. What inspires your writing? Family, nature, social justice, friends, or your muse? What would even be my muse? Wouldn't my muse be the thing that inspires me, which could be any of the other answers? I'm going to say nature. That's the obvious answer for storm cloud. For pitchfork, I don't know. I think I'm very inspired by like music and like mythicality, like legends and myths, mythology and that kind of thing. What is your favorite setting? Childhood home, hospital, quaint neighborhood, forest, city, small town. I'm going to say the city. I just feel more myself when I'm in a city. I had an internship in New York one summer and I had never felt more like myself. It was just like there's so much to do. You know, there's so many people doing so many different things, but yet you sort of feel alone in a way. But that worked for me because I'm sort of a lone wolf, so I tend to be by myself a lot anyway, and so I just liked having everything very accessible, and within a relatively short amount of time you can get from point A to B. There's so many different food places, so many different coffee shops, you know, to hang out. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with city for that one. What is your favorite season? Summer, spring, winter, or fall? So I was born in the winter, so growing up I always used to say that winter was my favorite season because I love the snow and like, you know, all the just chilling inside, and I love all the things about winter. The only thing I don't love about it is the inconvenience when I have to drive. Otherwise, I'm like, yeah, snow 5 feet. I don't care. Like, it's great. You know, I just don't want to have to drive to work in it because, like, you know, in Massachusetts, they don't always cancel when there's snow on the ground. But definitely the fall. Like for the last few years, I've really been into the fall. You know, cozy sweaters, Thanksgiving food. That's definitely the biggest reason is Thanksgiving. Christmas used to be my favorite holiday, but now it's Thanksgiving, mainly because of the food. So I'm gonna go with the fall for that one. Okay. Oh, there's more questions. What is the best European vacation spot? Amsterdam, Paris, Spain, Italy, or London? Let's see. I've been to Amsterdam, Paris. I've not been to mainland Spain. I've been to the Balearic Islands, Mallorca, and Ibiza. I've been there. I've never been to Italy. I've never been to London, but I do want to go. Oh, that's a hard question because I feel like I don't have enough experience with any of these. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the answer that I would want to go to. Right now, I'm more leaning to want to go to London. Pick one of the following. I'll put the spellings up on the screen, but it's basically the same word. Whose, W-H-O-S-E, whose, W-H-O apostrophe S, who, W-H-O, and whom. I'm going to say W-H-O-S-E just because it looks funny. What is your favorite theme? Quest for power, coming of age, lost innocence, war, love, or injustice? I'm going to say lost innocence because I feel like I'm at that point in my life where you start to lose a lot of the things that make you a child and you start to gain a lot of the things that make you an adult. For example, I'm paying my own bills now. I have a full-time job. I no longer feel like I'm invincible. Like, that was a hard one to overcome, let me tell you. So I'm going to go with lost innocence. Okay, we're calculating my results. Which famous classic writer are you? Mark Twain, what the heck? Mark Twain was an American author and humorist. His most popular works include The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and the sequel Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. But that doesn't tell me why I'm Mark Twain, you know? It just tells me who I am and who the guy is, but like why? What qualities do I share with Mark Twain that make me more like him? I don't get it. Alright, we're gonna move on to quiz 2. Down below, if you've taken this quiz, let me know which writer you got. I'm just curious to see what some of the other results are, because I'm not gonna take that quiz again. Okay, now we're moving on to our second and final quiz, and that is a Buzzfeed quiz from 2017. And I'll leave the links to both quizzes down below if you want to take them too. So this one is pretend to write a book and we'll guess how old you are. Pick a genre: fantasy, science fiction, mystery, horror, historical fiction, romance, young adult, humor, or nonfiction. Okay, young adult's not really even a genre, it's like a category. But anyway, we won't get into that. I'm going to pick fantasy because that's what I tend to gravitate to. Who is your protagonist? A high school teen with a secret. A cat who hates dogs. Can you imagine like an adult book or a YA book that's from the perspective of a cat? I love that. That's funny. Okay. A cat who hates dogs, a conflicted detective, a single parent of 3, an adventure-seeking loner. That sounds about right. A retired talk show host, a sassy flight attendant, a hot vampire, there isn't one, exclamation point. Okay, I'm definitely gonna go with an adventure-seeking loner. Choose some cover art. Okay. Instead, I'm just gonna like put the screenshot on the picture so you can see what I've got. Let's see, this one that looks like some trees growing together to form like a little circle, and through that circle you can see the sky, the night sky and the moon. That one's really pretty. That's the one that's speaking the most to me right now, so I'm gonna click on that one. Where does it take place? A magical kingdom, a Victorian house, Iceland, on a different planet, New York City, Egypt, a deserted island, the Amazon rainforest, nowhere. It's nonfiction, exclamation point. So I think I'm thinking about Stormcloud right now. So, because that's the one I'm working on right now. It actually takes place in a few different places, many of which are in this question. I'm gonna pick a magical kingdom. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Okay. How many pages is your book? How many? It's like around 400, I think. I think the drafts tend to end up around 400. Pitchfork has been over 500 at one point. So, who/what is the antagonist? Who is the antagonist? Okay, I have to think about that for a second. There isn't one, exclamation point. A very large shark, zombies, the apocalypse, a superhero gone bad, a mysterious gunslinger, a creepy ghost, school bullies, a corrupt cop. None of these really apply to my story, so I'm just going to pick one that's fun. The apocalypse! And finally, what would your author pose look like? Oh snap, they got some people posing in here. Is that Natalie Portman? No, that's not. I don't know who that is. Okay, let's see. My author pose. It would be something like, what's the word? It would probably be something like relatively conservative, nothing too crazy or out there. Like, I'm not gonna do this one with the guy holding is that a skateboard and jumping? Like, that's a fun author photo, but it's not really my style. And I don't want it to be like super posed like some of these people who have their hand on their chin or something. I'm gonna say this one in the middle. I feel like that's a common type of author photo. You know, like it's like, hey, I like to have fun, but also I'm serious about my craft. And yes, the word craft is part of that rhetoric. And yes, I did just say the word rhetoric. So I'm gonna go with lady in the middle. Oh wow, it says you got 26 years old. That's actually not too far off. I'm 24. So, although I think 26 is more how I feel in spirit. Like, I definitely feel a little bit older than I am, but not like not like a whole lot older. But yeah, so I'm 26 and I'm Mark Twain. So what was Mark Twain like when he was 26? I have no idea. But anyway, so those were 2 quizzes that I just took about writing. I don't think I really learned a whole lot about myself. So I don't really feel like the game has really changed for me or anything like that. But it was still fun. It was a nice way to pass a few minutes. So again, I'm linking both quizzes down below if you want to take them yourself. Find out what author you are and let me know down below, because again, I'm curious like what some of the other answers are, and also let me know how old that Buzzfeed thinks you are. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a like, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo.